When we talk about Nigeria's freedom struggle, we hear the same names over and over. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Ahmadu Bello, Obafemi Awolowo. But there's a name that deserves to echo just as loudly. A woman who turned cooking oil, palm kernels, and fabric into weapons of political liberation. A woman who stood up to colonial administrators, outsmarted male politicians, and organized one of the most powerful women's movements in West Africa. Today, we tell the story of Margaret Ekpo, the Nigerian heroine history almost forgot. Margaret Ekpo was born in 1914 in Creektown, Cross River State. Her childhood wasn't about politics. She was simply a bright girl who loved school. But tragedy struck early. She lost her father while still young, forcing her mother to raise the family alone. That struggle taught Margaret one thing. If women don't stand up for themselves, nobody will. Years later, she married a medical doctor, and ironically, that's what pushed her into politics. Her husband, like many Nigerians under colonial rule, couldn't attend political meetings because he wasn't allowed to protest against his colonial employer. So one day he said, "Margaret, go in my place, speak for me." She did, and that single step into a political hall changed Nigeria forever. Inside that meeting, Margaret saw something that transformed her. She noticed the colonial government making decisions that harmed Nigerians, especially women, without any Nigerian woman present. That day, Margaret Ekpo realized women must be at the political table, or they will be on the menu. She became active in the Nigerian Union of Teachers, and later the NCNC, standing shoulder to shoulder with giants like Herbert Macaulay and Nnamdi Azikiwe. But Margaret didn't want to be the only woman in the room. She wanted an army, a voice so loud that no one could silence it. In the 1950s, Margaret Ekpo formed the NCNC Women's Wing, and suddenly, the colonial government had a problem on its hands. These women weren't just marching. They were influential. They were businesswomen, market leaders, mothers, and community pillars. Margaret mobilized women from Aba, Calabar, and across eastern Nigeria to challenge unfair colonial policies, taxes, and discrimination. Her strategy was brilliant. Use markets, the center of women's power, as political battlegrounds. If the colonial government introduced oppressive policies, the market shut down, trade froze, and the economy felt it. This was economic warfare, led by women, and Margaret Ekpo was the general. Her greatest moment came in 1954, when she organized a political rally that shocked colonial officers. Over 3,000 women, dressed in colorful wrappers, stormed the Enugu Township Stadium in protest. They chanted, they danced, they demanded representation. For the first time, colonial officers realized that Nigerian women were not silent supporters. They were political powerhouses. Margaret Ekpo became a symbol of courage. Her activism led to more Nigerian women being registered to vote. And by 1961, she was elected into the Eastern Regional House of Assembly. That made her one of the first female legislators in Nigeria's history. She didn't just make history, she rewrote it. But heroes often pay a price. During the Nigerian Civil War, Margaret Ekpo was imprisoned by the Biafran authorities. Her crime? Refusing to take sides, refusing to be used, refusing to betray the unity she believed in. She spent 3 years behind bars. The same woman who once stood on political stages now sat in a prison cell. When the war ended, she came out alive, but not unchanged. Her political career never returned to its former glory. She had sacrificed everything for a Nigeria that would barely remember her name. Today, Margaret Ekpo Airport in Calabar bears her name, but many Nigerian, especially the younger generation, have no idea who she was. Yet every Nigerian woman who votes, every woman who enters a parliament, every woman who stands up to injustice is walking on the road Margaret Ekpo cleared. She fought patriarchy. She confronted colonial power. She empowered women long before feminism became a global movement. Margaret Ekpo didn't just fight for women. She fought for Nigeria. So today, let's speak her name with pride. Margaret Ekpo, a woman who believed Nigeria could only stand tall if its women did too. If you believe women like Margaret Ekpo deserve to be remembered, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Let's bring back the names of the Africans history tried to erase. One hero, one heroine at a time.